Let's have a Bible study on Genesis chapter 25, verses 29 to 34. And as far as those who watch on YouTube, I hope that YouTube doesn't suspend my comments like they did last night. So hopefully you'll be able to make comments. Now, Genesis 25:29 begins like this, and I hope you'll provide your interpretation as well. And Jacob sawed pottage, and Esau came from the field, and he was faint. And Esau said to Jacob, Feed me, I pray thee, with that same red pottage, for I am faint. Therefore was his name called Edom. And Jacob said, Sell me this day thy birthright. And Esau said, Behold, I am at the point to die. What profit shall this birthright do to me? And Jacob said, Swear to me this day. And he sware unto him. And he sold his birthright unto Jacob. Then Jacob gave Esau bread and pottage of lentils. And he did eat and drink, and rose up and went his way. Thus Esau despised his birthright. Now, I hope if you watch this video, you'll click like and subscribe or follow and share the video with someone else. Save it to favorites, watch it again, repost it, but feel free to make comments. That's important. The narrative of Jacob and Esau is provided as an introduction before Moses returns to the story of Isaac. These passages are a foundation that will explain why Jacob and Rebekah felt justified to deceive Isaac and rob Esau of his legal due. The point here is that Esau did not regard his birthright and sold it to Jacob. In the ancient heathen world, and even up to today in some countries, the oldest son was to inherit his father's property and religious duties within the family. Esau was willing to sell his sacred right and privilege to his brother. The question will become, now that Esau swore to give up his birthright and sold it for a bowl of stew, how to get Isaac to bless Jacob first and grant him the birthright. Sod, we can figure out from the context, is made or cooked. Notice how sod is used again in 2 Chronicles 35:13. Sod to be the past participle of to seethe or boil. Sod is short for that. Exodus 16:23 through, let's just read 23. And he said unto them, This is that which the Lord hath made. Tomorrow is the rest of the holy Sabbath unto the Lord. Bake that which you shall bake today, and seethe that you will seethe. And then Exodus 23:19, at the very end of that, says, Thou shalt not seethe a kid in his mother's milk. Pottage is a soup or a stew. 2 Kings 4:38 ends with, Set on the great pot and seethe pottage for the sons of the prophets. Esau will sell his birthright for a bowl of red stew, and Edom comes from that. Edom, according to Strong's dictionary, means red. This is why the Red Sea is called the Red Sea. 1 Kings 9:26. And King Solomon made a navy of ships in Izia and Geber, which is beside Eloth on the shore of the Red Sea in the land of Edom. What is the birthright that Esau surrendered to Jacob for a meal? As the oldest, Esau was by custom to inherit his father's wealth and be the head of the family, and his father's standing before God. It was also of religious significance among the heathen, as the eldest son would inherit the family, the wealth, and the religious responsibilities to maintain the family gods and the family fire, as D. Colanges told us in his book, The Ancient City. Later, Jacob's son Reuben will forfeit his birthright by a grievous sin against his father. Esau surrendered his birthright to be the head of the family for a meal. Of course, we know that God chose Jacob because of this, and in retrospect, Esau gave up the privilege of having the Messiah come through his lineage, of having God come to earth to live as a man, the Son of God, the Son of Man in one person, through his descendants, for a bowl of soup. Notice it says that Esau despised his birthright. Despise is a synonym of hate in the Bible. It simply means to hold in contempt or disregard, or to view someone lower in your eyes than they should be naturally. Proverbs 5:12. And say, How have I hated instruction, and my heart despised reproof. Amos 5:21. I despise your feast days, and I will not smell in your solemn assemblies. Matthew 6:24. No man can serve two masters, for you either hate the one and love the other, or else you will hold to the one and despise the other. You cannot serve God and mammon. Despise is the opposite of honoring someone or something, meaning to hold them in low esteem. 1 Samuel 2:30 goes at the very end of that, says, Be it far from me, for them that honor me will I honor, and they that despise me shall be lightly esteemed. Understanding this will help you understand difficult verses such as this, where in comparison to Christ, it is said in Luke 14:26, If any man come to me and hate not his father and mother and wife and children and brethren and sisters, and yea, and his own life also, he cannot be my disciple. We can find examples of this in Americans who despise their right to vote and don't do it, not out of protest, not just because they don't think it's but just because they don't think it's a big deal. It's not worth the trouble to them. We find examples of this in Christians who despise uniting with other Christians and worship as the church. Not because they've moved to a new place and don't know any Christians or believe that institutional churches are not biblical, but because it's too much trouble and they'd rather sleep in. Esau is an example of a great many people in the world throughout history, and so it is said that God held him in contempt as well. Malachi 1:2. I have loved you, saith the Lord, yet ye say, wherein hast thou loved us? Was not Esau Jacob's brother, saith the Lord? Yet I loved Jacob, and I hated Esau, and laid his mountains and his heritage waste for the dragons of the wilderness. Romans 9:13. As it is written, Jacob have I loved, but Esau have I hated. Okay, we'll stop there. Please open your Bible today. Let God speak to you through his word as you read it. Study your Bible, cross-referencing the verses. Before you do either one, pray to God for wisdom and understanding, and then share your interpretation with someone else. Now, I'm hoping you can make comments, but I look forward to your comments, whatever you have to say. And if you're able to and you have a prayer request, I would love to pray for you. Put your prayer request in the comments, and I'm sure people who watch the video will pray for you as well. Thank you for watching and listening to this video today, and we'll pick it up in chapter 26 next.